Catastrophe573 up by 1 after a pretty brutal seed rolled last time. Ladder block dungeons leading to the bow and the silvers. So we'll see if Stygian Blight turns it around and goes for a second point here.
Yep. And it looks like right away Stygian Blight is headed up towards the level 1 location while Catastrophe is headed over to level 3 spot. Now, of course, just like with the last game, all of these dungeons have been shuffled in among themselves. So we could find, what do we find here at level 3? Now, unfortunately, we don't get bombs from the Grias, but we do have level 8. Ooh. This is one of the larger dungeons, and of course, because we are dealing with shapes, and it looks like we might have a ladder block right from the get-go.
Ooh, right off the bat there. Stygian Blight heading up to level 1 vanilla
Oh,
location and finds level 9.
well, okay, well, the good news is here in level 8, what is, first of all, everybody, name that ink blot.
What a mess.
But second of all, we are most definitely, we're not ladder blocked, we're bomb blocked.
Oh, that's not a good situation to be in right
Ooh,
up.
speaking of not a good situation, you don't want to be running into those Armos either.
Most definitely. So if you're just joining us, if this is the first race that you've seen out of the two that we've seen with these runners, these flags that we're using for brackets are the same as we used in the week 5 qualifiers for the tournament. So that includes the flag set used from Summer Games Done Quick earlier this year, the GDQ light flag set. We've also got enemy shuffle where their HP can be shuffled up or down 2 points approximately. We've got a dungeon shuffle as normal, and then we've also got everyone's favorite shapes. So we are seeing a manifestation of that right now in level 8 that look, honestly, I can't even begin to describe what that looks like.
It looks like Gridley almost.
We had one of those in the last game as well, so maybe it's just a Ridley Rich seed series, I suppose.
Maybe. Just a lot of dragons.
Yep. And the structure for this tournament also
Whoa.
is
Look at,
single elimination and it's out of 3. So we shall see if Stygian Blight ties it up or if Catastrophe takes it
but
is
you
yet to
know
be determined.
what? We just saw our Triforce only a few rooms in. So if either of these racers, provided of course the recorder is not here in level 8, the racers could bail on this dungeon and come back with the recorder afterwards. Although it is a simple couple screen scrolls away from, the start. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's still a pretty good centralized location to have up at Vanilla, or sorry, over at Vanilla 3. You can
Yeah.
get to 7 pretty easily from there.
And it looks like those two rooms are going to be de facto ladder blocked. So hopefully there's nothing important in those two rooms there on the lower left corner. And over here on Catastrophe, oh shoot.
Not a great start to this level 8. You got a lot of rooms to get through and not a lot of ways to go. So,
Now,
unfortunately, can't really make it
now,
past this shoot room.
now one important thing to remember is that the shoot room is a potential item drop. So they're definitely going to want to at least attempt to clear this out. Problem is though, is with bubbles, and it's not like you can hide in the doorway because you can't hide in the bomb walls.
This shoot room
Yeah, this is a bad
being
shoot room to not have a projectile.
most definitely, it's cruel and unusual.
You know
We're
what would be
running.
even more cruel? If that was a red bubble. And the
Oh, and
room
then
after it was a required Gleok.
yeah, no, thank you. Catastrophe takes up debt with a bomb and is rewarded with more bombs as Stygian Knight grabs the Triforce out of 8. Decides to take it early, cut their losses, and I think move on.
Now it is possible that there could be a staircase past that bunny room, but with all those opposed voices, it takes around 9 hits in vanilla in order to take down a opposed voice. They could have rolled up, they could have rolled down.
It's hard to say.
But look at that, the recorder.
Excellent, fine. Right off the bat, that is a nice transportation item to have.
That
Um,
that's going to give access to the level 7 location, which is not too far from here, and it's going to act as a good fast travel to get back to dungeons that you may need to clear, after maybe finding a ladder block or something like that. Now, what do you think the next other item here on level 8 is going to be? There's two left.
Well, we've got heart containers shuffled in the mix as well, so there's a chance we could find some heart containers. There's a chance we could find something incredibly useful, like the bow, right off the bat too.
I'm going to say the raft is an 8.
I think that's a very solid call, especially if you're in level 8. You're not too far also from the raft spot that takes you up to Vanilla 4. And Stygian Blight finds level 5 here at Vanilla level 6 location.
Hashtag raft always an 8.
I think there are
Oh,
some
shoot. Again.
superstitions that follow this game. I believe that is one of them.
Yeah. Was that the item room on the Stygian side?
It was a heart container over in level 5.
Okay, well, I mean, not at this point it's actually great because we do need to check out what that white sword item is. We need at least 4 heart containers, but it's probably safer to go as when either racer has all 6, because that'll give them a guaranteed ability to pick that up.
Most certainly. And the heart number required to pick up the white sword is also shuffled in the flag set as well. So
Now look at
Stygian Blade.
what's Stygian, interesting block clip here, or ladderless clip. Gets a key out of it. That's not too bad, but see more bombs here, which is good because Stygian is out of bombs.
It's a nice find.
Meanwhile, it looks like we're still here in level 8, and well, maybe we do have a ladder block.
Ooh, Stygian Blade finds the compass in the river.
Oh no, that's not a ladder block. I'm looking at the Triforce location and thinking that's the link position.
Oh.
Ooh, and it looks like these Tektites have rolled up.
They are
That's
beefy.
Yeah, they're no fun because there's another heart container in 5, so heart containers in 5.
That's pretty much what we've got. We've got another Stalfos with a Triforce skirt. Stygian Blade picks up the Triforce in 5 and has the 2 items. Really, I don't think needs them back here.
No, there's absolutely no reason. Now, maybe for more keys if he wants to. Ooh, looks like we got blue whiz robes on the
Ooh.
overworld. Ouch, he's gonna die here.
Not a friendly
Once,
screen.
if you're on a screen with like blue whiz robes and whatever, once you hit one of those armos by accident, it's pretty much game over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, unless you've got like a lot of health. Because that when armos, 2 armos, red armos, blue armos.
I think I read that Dr. Seuss. Stygian
That's
Blade
the
heading over to the South Shore, I think, is probably going to try to go pick up that. Since they've got bombs, we'll bomb to get the heart container right along the shore.
Well, now that Catastrophe has that recorder, he's going to quit, digging level 8 for now. Go check out what's on the level 7 location. Maybe get lucky, find level 1.
Could very well be. Stygian Blade picking up a heart out of the take any, very carefully dodges those boomerang hits from the gorillas.
Now, among the we've got level 6 here under the lake. So besides our star items such as the bow and the silver arrows and the raft, or should I say the step ladder, I'm going to need to be looking for the recorder, which we've already found in 8. I'm going to need that raft because since the dungeons are in their vanilla positions, maybe not necessarily the vanilla locations, but there's going to be a dungeon at the island. So we're going to need that raft. And of course, we're going to need to find a candle. Might get lucky and find a red candle. We still don't know what our Armos item is. Maybe Stygian will let us know here, but we've got lots of these red whiz robes. Ouch.
Stygian runs right into one.
One of the interesting things about screens such as that one is that because because those screens are coded to have the enemies walk in from the different directions, that means that the wizrobes are actually not going to spawn in all at once like they do in the dungeons. They're actually going to be slightly they're going to come out in sort of like segments. They're going to be, whatever that word is. The staggered. That's the word.
Okay.
Yes.
In any case, we do not love seeing wizrobes really anywhere. But if they have to
No.
be somewhere, might as well see them on the overworld so you know you're not get trapped in a dungeon with them.
But again, you don't really want to see the red wizrobes in the forest because they teleport in at they don't all teleport in at once. So what that means is, well, I mean, in the dungeons, it's a lot easier because you can sort of bait them into all appearing in one location. But when they all sort of spawn at different times, they can gang up on you very quickly.
Oh, yeah. They take no prisoners. So we see our medium secret, which has rolled to the vanilla medium secret, value of 30.
Yeah, not the most exciting, but definitely still at least that's money. And it looks like we got ourselves a timely clock here on Catastrophe side.
Ooh, nice find, especially in blue dark nuts with wooden. Stygian Blade unfortunately attempts to bomb, misses the bomb, and then or the bomb hole on the single rock up there where there's a take any located.
That's what some racers like to call monocle rock.
Monocle rock that makes a whole lot of scoots on over into level 2 and finds level 3.
Now it looks like Stygian's out of bombs. Is gonna see if he can do a pirouette trick. Unfortunately, isn't able to. So gonna be locked out of that dungeon until we can get more bombs.
Nothing to be found there. Oh wow, those blue wizard follow right up, and Stygian just narrowly avoids taking a death there on the overworld.
Ouch. Yeah, those blue Wizro beams definitely they take two hearts away. Not as bad as the red Wizros, but the red Wizro beams are a lot easier to dodge.
Yeah, they are pretty brutal though. 4 hearts of damage with no armor.
Yeah, that's about as much as a Ganon hug. Definitely one of the highest attacks and powered attacks in the game. Ooh,
Yeah.
Stygian Blight getting a boomerang to the noggin.
Not ideal. Now, the northeast corner of the game, if you join us for the last raid, we discussed this as well. Very resource heavy. So you've got some secrets up there. You've got some take any's. You can go to the can shop. You can find what's located at level 5. You can go find the white sword item if you have enough hearts. So not a bad play. In addition to 2 and a few Armos item spots. So really, that's a good concentration. A lot of bang for your buck there.
So now Catastrophe, not knowing this is where level 9 is. Yep. Probably going to head up and probably going to head over towards the Forgotten Spot.
Yep, with a quick
Actually,
screen scroll. It's a
yeah,
good
with the
play.
screen scroll, yes. It's worth noting that it is definitely a screen scroll because without that step ladder. Probably going to head over to the level 6 location, stop by the Armos and see the Armos statue that normally has the item actually has a lot more value than you think because if it doesn't have the item, then it'll tell you where the item is. Because it'll replace the Armo statue. It'll replace whatever is under the other Armo statue. So if it's in the 30 secret spot, it'll be a 30 secret. If it's the 10 secret, or if it's the white sword hint.
Yeah, which is a very useful piece of information to have, especially early on. So we've got Catastrophe doing a screen map over to grab the Armos item, I believe, heading into the shop first.
Well, we found our candle. It's at 51 rupees.
That's a pretty deal.
You know what that means? Armos item is going to be the red candle.
Absolutely. That does, however, open up the vanilla level 8 spot. it is a heart container over at the Armos item, so not a bad find. Still, again, at 3 hearts, you're really looking for any health you can get. Um,
Yeah, this at this point in time, a heart container is definitely welcome. It's at the late game where you've got like maybe 14 hearts and you're looking for that last item that you don't want to run into a heart container.
Absolutely. It's a catastrophe heading up to the vanilla 6, which we know contains level 5. Stygian Blade attempting the Armos item finds a staircase is not looking.
Now the good news is that after Catastrophe is done with this level and manages to find both of the heart containers, he's going to be in a prime position to go check out the level near the Lost Hills, which is the actual vanilla level 5, because we'll be able to, you know, be able to screen scroll over, check over what the level is, then go check in and see what the white sword item is. That's the usual routing that a lot of players make. Try to lump all these different things to do in one area.
Yeah, that kind of routing is exactly what brings racers up to a higher caliber, is just knowing what is available to you, what checks you can make, and how to optimize the chances that you're taking it.
Yeah, yeah, about making all those snap decisions, making the proper gamble.
Yep,
I
and it
mean,
looks like, go ahead.
sorry, no, go ahead.
It looks like the ropes rolled up as well. We see Stygian Blade. They're taking two sword slashes to take down. So not great, but it's only a minor inconvenience.
Nope.
Stygian picks up the Armos item there.
And there's the Triforce location with that compass. Now, the second item, if I'm not mistaken, was in this room here with all of these Tektites. So he's going to be pleased to find this because it means that you're just not going to need to go back here. And, with this being at the grave, this is probably going to mean that either racer, unless they're really desperate, is probably not going to attempt the magic sword. Now, they
Yeah,
might still, but it's definitely off routing to do so now.
yeah, an early clear of the dungeon at level 6 vanilla is not a bad call.
I mean, oh, you know what? Um, Catastrophe is going to be digging level 5 just a little bit longer. See if you can't pull some keys out. Because level 5 is one of the levels that definitely has a lot of keys.
And does just that. We're about to see, ooh, what
Oh,
is
that is
at
a
our white
nasty,
sword
that's a
location.
nasty white sword. You know what? This is our magic boomerang.
There's a good chance this is a very nasty bottleneck. It's the red
Oh, it's the
ring, in
red
fact.
ring. You know what?
Really,
It's good to be wrong.
in this particular case especially, that is a really good find for.
Yeah, an early red ring here. That's going to help Stygian hopefully catch up. Make up a little bit of ground here. Although both of them are pretty much, on par. One's already gotten Stygian's gotten two Triforce, and Catastrophe's about to get a second. But then
Stygian's
again,
Stygian's got the red ring advantage and an extra heart as well, so slight combat
however,
advantage.
Catastrophe is spending the extra time looking for keys here in level 5, and that may be an advantage. We don't know where the magic key is located.
You know what, though? That's the next thing that Catastrophe's going to find after digging through all of those keys. Did we just see a large secret at 63?
That's absolutely disgusting.
Man,
Who
that is
rolled this mess?
unkind.
So now we're going to see what's under the level 8 spot. And it is level 1. This is the jackpot, dungeon. We've got 3 items, 2 on the ground, 1 in the cellar. Hopefully none of them are going to be blocked by something obnoxious like a Goma or the recorder. You could have dig doggers. This room here, this room possibly might have, it does have something, but since we're dealing with shapes, level 1 can be segmented.
It
What have we
can't.
got? No, we do have a segmented level 1.
Oh man, that is not great. Level one is generally a pretty small dungeon to begin with. We do have three items, but this is, yeah, unfortunate that we are dealing with segments. It just takes that much extra time to find the staircases, navigate.
And and look here, we found the bait block in level 5, which we know is absolutely not going to be required because we've got everything of value off. Ooh, yeah, probably not the best, but I might be able to. I don't know if there's any wall masters left. Yeah, that is one way to get rid of them. There we go.
Stygian Blight knocking that fire over with the flame and then taking the bat out, or sorry, taking the keys out. Not a
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, those Vires are going to return. The only way that you can get rid of Vires permanently, or at least until they respawn, is, of course, with a magic sword or bombs, provided, of course, they haven't rolled up past. You have to take them out in one hit.
well. We can let people know that they're there by pulling the fire alarm.
Oh, oh.
Sorry, I'm done.
I'm sorry. That was a sick burn.
Ooh, nice. I've got to save that one, hang it on the wall, and flame it. All
Ugh.
right, enough puns. What are we looking at here? And
Now we're looking for a floor drop, or at least we're looking for a couple of floor drops. We do have a map. Everybody want to name that ink blot? Yeah, so fun fact. Last night I found myself having to make something out of pipe cleaners, don't ask. And then I had to show everybody and say what is it. So I made something random. I just said, "Okay, everybody name that ink blot."
oh, good.
Not a single person knew what I was referring to.
I'm really quite excited about the day whenever these s- uh,
I
dungeon blocks come
tried
together and they
to
form like the Mona Lisa.
I tried to explain Zelda 1 Randomizer to a person who does programming for, from Minecraft stuff. Not like officially, but just it's really difficult to explain to people who just don't understand these things.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
like,
catastrophe over on the right. Take death to the Wizrobes trying to screen scroll over there along the south shore. Not too far from start, but still not a great way to.
yeah, still got to hike back to where you're going. Unless you were going in that direction in the first place, then it'd actually be almost as fast as up and Aang.
You are absolutely correct. Stygian Blight taking these blue link nuts, dark nuts. I'm not sure. It looks like we've got a slightly alternate sprite over here. Stygian Blight finds
Oh,
the magical
oh
boomerang,
no. Oh no, Stygian just got hit with the banana of shame.
but
Yeah, but
does
does get the white sword as compensation, so not the worst.
yeah,
And
it's
of
not a
course,
bad trade off.
you know what? A lot of racers will say, the correct boomerang to pick up is the first one you find. But we at the Zelda 1 Randomizer, we do love our Lord Banana memes. Most of us like our Lord Banana memes.
The white sword there is going to be a really great thing for Stygian Blade, who picks up the Triforce in level, has a third piece, and I'm sure is grateful to see the end of it.
Now, did we see what the third item in one is? No, we didn't. I don't
I
think we
don't
did.
think we did, and I think that Stygian might realize that and maybe going back in. Yep, absolutely. With very few rooms. What is that?
Now we
14
can
rooms to dig. Yeah, that's not too bad.
well, we can bomb here. That looks like now we already found our item room, so this has to be a drop or there's nothing except maybe a key. Keys are always useful.
Ooh, we see Catastrophe also in level one, finding that transport staircase and realizing it is segmented.
Nope, there's nothing there. This isn't level 8. There's only one item staircase per level 1. Most of the value is on the floor. Speaking of which, we need to clean this room out and see if there is any value. Just some bombs, but that's not a problem.
The real value was the friends we made along the way.
This NSU room looks promising. Not too fond of having all these bubbles, though.
Ooh, a nice grouping there for the dark nets. Unfortunately, misses a few, but does get that bomb drop, which is very nice. And now has beams, so doesn't have to really get up against the dark nets to damage them. So not a bad gig.
Oh, did we get something? Doesn't look like we got anything. Yeah, you want to be careful that in those rooms though that you aren't too close to the middle or around one of the locations where the drops can drop, because you might get accidentally you can get Y forced, you can get Y booked, and you can get Y nanted. It looks like there is a spot on the upper part of the map that hasn't been checked. Sadly, without any more keys, Stygian's not going to be able to check that, one room to the south, which is probably where the item's located. Let's not kid ourselves.
That'd be the last place. It's always the last place you check.
Well, you see, a lot of racers are going to prioritize trying to get through, to the level rather than check those one-off rooms.
Do what you can, but in the meantime, hopefully, that one in the top right has what Stygian Blade is looking for.
Except that it is also key blocked.
It is indeed.
So this is where Catastrophe's extra time in level 5 is coming to pay off. Now you might be able to bomb right into this room. And what is it? It's just an old man. You forgot to split. Well, unfortunately, Stygian Blight is going to have to split because he's out of keys. And the only spot left is key blocked.
Well, it's a bad location to come back to after you have picked up a few more resources, maybe found the ending key. So Stygian Blight is heading to the northeast corner of the map once more, with the red ring is a little bit better equipped to take on what faces them up here.
Yeah, sadly Blight does not have that recorder, so is it going to be able to take the fast travel back to level 1? I imagine Blight's next move is probably going to be heading towards Death Mountain. Or not Death Mountain, I should say, the Lost Hills. But we do need to check Death Mountain as well, because Spectacle Rock does have a level.
You are correct. So we shall see what is hiding in Spectacle Rock rather than level 9, which we already know is at Vanilla 1. Stygian Blade decides to buy a key up here at the Vanilla Candle Shop, so
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yep. I think that at this point, you can either spend time digging or you can farm money, and at this point, it's probably worth it to just do the latter.
Oh, we got level 7 here at level 5. And look at that, it's already key blocked. Now, there is a way to remove that locked door. There's also, there's the pirouette trick that a lot of racers are familiar with. There's also, here we go. Okay, now get this. If Stygian clears this room out, and that door opens, if he up and A's and goes back to the next room, that door to the left will actually open.
May have missed that opportunity, though.
I don't think he's quite aware of that. That's like another advanced trick. But here we go. We've got a map of level 7. Everyone name that ink block.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that's a trick I did not know was possible. But at this point, I think nothing in the game surprises me.
I mean, it's funny for a game that's so old. It's surprisingly both it's both wonky and really good at the same time.
You're absolutely. I didn't know for this until this summer that the bait had any use aside from bait blocks. I did not know that you could actually use it to attract enemies in a row.
Really?
I did not know. So,
Oh yeah, I guess because you weren't OG and read the instruction booklets when you were a kid.
I think between the several of us, me and my siblings, we probably tore that instruction manual up. I have about 3 pages of it.
Yeah.
That's right. So Stygian Blight heads into this diamond staircase and finds a transport staircase in level 7, probably to make it... nope, just to make it further east. So we've got a triple segmented 7, which is just rude.
No, that's triple segmented on top of the usual, regular, dungeon shortcut that we have. And look at that, there's a dig dogger block. Unfortunately, Stygian does not have the recorder.
This absolutely showcases the importance of resource management, taking keys and bombs where you can get them. You do not want to run into a situation like this where you are all the way up here in level 5 and you are hunting for keys.
I guess what it is it can be very easy to get lost in exploring and not realize that maybe it's better to, take things sort of in smaller bites. Make sure that you have, if you're going to be digging the larger dungeons, make sure you've got maybe enough keys, or at least a couple of keys, in order, because you might find some on the way. Ooh, Catastrophe taking the death to that Dark Nut.
I think we can all agree that resource management is key. So we continue through level 7, Stygian Blight taking on this blue Dark Knight room. You just really have to be patient at this point. It will unlock that door to the right, but we shall see what comes out of it. Another key, very, very good find at this point.
Yeah, patience is definitely... Oh, and look at that, we've got 3-door Monty. Do you go up, you go down, or you go right? Down is probably your best bang for your buck.
Yep, you go somewhere you have not been.
This is probably going to be one of our segments.
Those bombs there, just in case you need them later, or,
It's not. Ooh, and look at that. You know what? This is Stygian's chance. Having problems with these key blocks all seed, now does not need to worry about stopping to buy or find keys at all.
It is merely a quality of life item, but honestly, that is probably one of the best.
You know what? I would say, you know what? Here's the thing. It's a quality of life item up until that point where you just have an obnoxious seed where you just can't find any keys. Then it's practically required.
It was absolutely perfect for Stygian Blight's situation right here. We were at 0 keys, barely, scraping them off the floor, and now with the any key, this and exploration in 9 especially will be no problem, as Stygian Blight picks up the Triforce in level 7.
Now, we didn't see what that second item in 7 is, but I imagine that he's probably going to, probably leave that for later. Still needs to find that recorder. And of course, we still have to check out with that white sword item. He's probably hoping it's the recorder. Did we check what was... Oh yeah, that's right, we did check. It was the red ring, my mistake.
Yep, so the white sword item for Catastrophe now, when Catastrophe decides to go pick that up, will be able to have that extra defense boost.
Yeah, look at that. That red ring really is coming in handy here. But of course, we still don't know where our stepladder is. Now, at this point in time, we've seen levels 1, we've seen levels 5, 6, 7, and 8, I'm thinking our stepladder is in level 4. But it could also be an 8. But also the raft could be an 8 and the stepladder could be in wherever's on the island. Maybe level 4 is on the island.
Could be a vanilla 4 location.
It could.
We'll have to see what's up here in Spectacle.
And look at this. It looks like Catastrophe's back in level 1 here.
So we found level 2 at Vanilla 9, and immediately we know we're going to have to bomb somewhere.
Yes, but where?
Stygian heads
right
in.
here. This is where we need to bomb.
Yep, does the pirouette trick and opens up a hole on the opposite side of the entrance. So pretty good find there. Nice strat. Avoids those other more difficult enemies in favor of some gel. Just scooting around doing their gel thing.
And looks like Catastrophe avoiding the blue banana. Like he should.
Got 2 Dorms hanging out in level 2. Not too terribly difficult in terms of combat, with those fireballs just become a little more annoying. But Stygian Blight takes him down and progresses through the dungeon.
Yep, everything is looking fairly good so far.
Yeah, it's always nice to have these dungeons with some easy combat in them. It's a quick clear. You can find the items pretty quickly, and not too much of a headache there. So Stygian Blade realizes they will have to take down the enemies in this room in order to go up.
Yep, another troll wall master. That's one of the things you have to remember, is that if a door doesn't open, you really got to make sure and check and see if that room is completely clear.
Most definitely. And now it's interesting because in the previous seed between these two racers, we also saw a late ladder in the game, which did prevent a lot of discovery and items from being found until pretty late in the game. We saw Catastrophe find the ladder first in the previous game, so it'll be interesting to see which of these two runners ends up in the correct dungeon at the right place at the right time and finds that ladder.
Well, there's one of the items in 2, just a heart container. Still not the worst, but both racers do have the white swords, so they're probably not going to likely make a advance on the magic sword, especially since it's off route now for both of them.
Yeah, and if they end up finding the wand as well, I mean that's just an extra. If they use both buttons at the same time, and they can get that much more damage. As Catastrophe picks up the ladder in level 3.
Ah, the ladder's in 3. So that means level 2's got to have, well, the silver arrows.
It must have silver arrows, apparently.
So look at that. Stygian has already found, one of the most important. And it looks like he finds a mugger room. He's the mugger room.
Well, we've still got another item in 2 that we could find, so...
Not really, because we have already found the heart container.
You're very correct. I apologize. I forgot about that heart container.
In fact, that room was completely unnecessary because we already found the location of the Triforce. Unless that's the Dig Dogger room.
Ooh, it might be. It is.
Rip.
We are recorder blocked in 2, and we know the location of the recorder is already in level 8. So
Stygian doesn't know that, but Stygian can go back to 8 now, with the unimpeded, being able to open locked doors.
Absolutely.
Thinking about where to go next.
Yep, and that's a quick screen scroll, or even just a short walk away from level 1's, or sorry, from Vanilla Star.
Yeah.
Is Stygian going to take that out? We shall find out.
You know what? If Stygian checks level 8, finds the recorder, digs around, and possibly pulls out the raft or even the bow, Stygian's actually going to be in the lead. And there's an interesting looking level 3. Now, of course, where was level 3 located?
Level 3 is at Vanilla 2.
Okay, Vanilla 2. So Stygian still has to head over to Vanilla 2 in order to find that step ladder. Although I don't know if we've necessarily found a ladder block so far.
Not noticeably, but
we still don't know what our coast item is. I don't believe we do.
it could be the bow. It could be something innocuous, but we very well could see that the coast item is something that is required. And at
We're
this
actually
point, could be
we are probably going to get a check right now because actually maybe not. Oh. Yeah. At this point in time, I think Stygian is going to be checking the. Won't be able to do the world. No, he's not going to do that. Probably going to go up here and. He's already conquered level 5. Did he find the heart container? Maybe he's going to go check. Oh, maybe he's headed up to. Oh.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see what Stygian has in mind for this play.
I think he might be a little bit lost.
Maybe forgetting that they'd already completed level 5. So Catastrophe pulled the Triforce out of 3 and is continuing to dig the level.
So Chad is saying that the bow's on the coast?
I don't recall that we saw a coast check, although I'm remembering that Stygian may have walked there at one point, but I at this point I thought that might have been from last game. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Catastrophe runs into some blue landmows. They are not happy, so takes a death in level 3
they
there.
They are noodly and they are dangerous.
If your noodles are that color, you should run. Okay, thanks for confirming Catastrophe checked the coast, and apparently that was low.
Yeah, I've got a firm rule, don't eat anything blue.
Now, it looks like Stygian is headed into level 3 here, which is a great choice because this is indeed where the ladder is located. And if we've confirmed that the bow is there on the coast, then this is indeed required.
Yeah, this is definitely good news for Stygian then. Because that, of course, that last scene, the ladder really messing things up. And I would like to see this series go into a game 3. Now, it is single elimination, so that does mean that Stygian is playing for their, tournament live.
Yeah, absolutely. So, question for you, Jiggly, because I myself am not sure the answer. Is it possible to screen wrap and grab the bow and scroll around the world without having the ladder?
No, I don't believe that's possible.
Okay.
Now, I am not a master of the screen scroll. In fact, I'm not able to do a screen scroll or a ladder clip, but I'm fairly certain that you're not able to do that.
I think you do have to do sort of a half clip with the ladder, too.
You see that? Well, that's the problem is you can't do a double block clip. But you can do a ladder clip, which is basically a double block clip over the water.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Catastrophe up there at level 6, unfortunately, takes a death right outside of the start and ends up at Vanilla start.
Now, that is a good point. You can at least you can do the world wrap and you can at least see what's on the coast without having to go down there. But you're probably likely to check it out since one of the locations is, there's the Triforce. Gonna grab it? Oh, he grabs it. Now this hinges at this moment. If Stygian goes back into level 3, they're probably going to be safe, but if they bail on 3, then things might get a little dicey. He goes back in. Well, if you see all those whiz robes, it'd be like, you know what? I think I'm safer in here.
Catastrophe up
level
at Monocle
3 is
Rock.
my new home now.
Yep. Catastrophe takes a death outside of Monocle Rock. And we see Stygian continuing through level 3, hopefully to pull that other item.
Now, did we see what the other item was as well as the ladder, or?
I was just thinking that, and it's hard to say with these flags, especially if the other item is a heart container or if it's something unique. So.
Yeah.
Our tracker states that the other item in 3 was the red candle. Oh, yep, there, I
Yeah,
see.
that makes sense because Catastrophe's using it right now.
Absolutely. And just a quick shout out to our tracker as well, Homer J Smash, who has just been excellent at keeping track of everything that is going on between these two races. Make sure you give Homer J Smash a follow on Twitch. Also, check out our runners, Stain Blight and Catastrophe573. And Blight there takes the ladder out of 3, so that's a really, really good find. It's what we were hoping for in this level.
Yeah. And that is actually going to put Stygian in the lead for now. Even without that recorder, but you know, the fact that he doesn't have the recorder might actually turn out to be a blessing, because we still don't know what's in level 8. We're still missing the raft.
Well, we know also that Triforce in the last level, forgive me, the last level that Stygian Blight was in is Dig Dogger.
Yeah,
so
level
we know
2
that the recorder is required. But
I mean, it's already going to be required because we need to, get to the dungeon underneath the lake.
Right, at the level 7 vanilla locations.
Yeah.
Hopefully just a quick pickup they can do.
Yeah, it's all a matter of, are you go back into level 8 now, or do you go back into level 8 later? And of course, the correct answer is going to be now.
Catastrophe heading up to Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, Catastrophe is going to be able to obtain this Triforce no problem. Now, Catastrophe is going to be able to catch up. But, let's see, yeah, so the magic key was in level 7. And yeah, that's right, because, Catastrophe has not been to level 7 yet.
That's very true. So we could see that Stygian, after this, since they're at level 2 already, could head over to the coast and pick up that bow, which would be a decisive advantage over Catastrophe. We're really at this point looking for the raft.
Yeah. Now the silver arrows are here in level 2, and hopefully Catastrophe is going to be able to dig them out. Yeah, Stygian is going to be
trying to avoid blue Wizrobes.
Getting bodied by all of the Wizrobes. Yeah, it's a simple matter of, just heading over to the coast and grabbing that bow.
Question out of chat: does the candle work like Binding of Isaac, where it has a charge time? It does not have a charge time. However, with the blue candle, you are limited to 1 use per screen. You must leave the screen in order to use it again on the next one. And with the red candle, you have an unlimited use of the candle, so you can have as many flames, or you can have 2 flames on the screen, but you can use it as many times as you want.
The game does have a projectile limit of 2. So I've kind of looked into the code of how the candle works.
Interesting. That reminds me also of in Link to the Past, where you can only have, or an arrow can't be fired until the first one has landed.
Yeah.
Nice job, Zelda series. Points for consistency.
Well, once you're getting once you're getting into like the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy, you're still gonna have that limitation. I mean, you're not gonna be able to machine gun fire arrows. In fact, that should be an arrow upgrade in one of the Zelda games. Just walk in and just give Ganon all of the silver arrows at once. I mean, I know you can get stuff like that in Zelda Classic, but that's a fan game, so that doesn't really count.
So Stygia headed back into 8, which little I think do they know that this is an excellent play. They already have the record.
This Gleok?
Or sorry, they already have the Triforce. Have we defeated this? I am not sure. Yeah, since that shutter door was closed, it would just open the.
Yeah, but we can check what's in this room over here. Oh, okay, that's nothing. Well, this could be our floor item. We are missing our floor item.
It's a nice fairy pickup too.
We are missing the power bracelet, and the power bracelet cannot be in level 9, so... But I imagine the power bracelet's probably going to be in whatever level is locked on the island, which at this rate's probably got to be level 4.
I don't think... Have we seen level... No, we haven't seen in vanilla 4 or 7.
We have seen 7.
Oh, I apologize. Was that level 6?
Yeah, no, I believe we have seen 6. 6 is under the lake.
All right,
you're right, neither racers have managed to obtain the Triforce out of 6.
Okay, yeah, so we've got a vanilla level 4 location. And Stygian finds the transport staircase that Catastrophe located earlier, which should take them closer to finding the record.
Now, yeah, there's that bunny room. Now, one of the great things is that at least Stygian's not going to have to go out of the way to find more keys. Oh, yes. Oh, shoot. Now, the wand is still in play. So as for items, yeah, we're missing the wand, we're missing the magic book, we're missing Lord Banana himself, the regular boomerang. We're missing a bunch of hearts, too. So we've still got quite a few items left to potentially collect, but in terms of the items that are required, the only thing we're missing is that raft. And I think at this rate, the raft has got to be in here.
I think that's pretty spot on. Hopefully Stygian, continues to the east here to find additional items.
Now, the game's still control, and we could be something like... Actually, no, the power bracelet and the raft are probably most likely in here.
What I will agree with that old man. Rosanna, as far as Toto discography is, Rosanna is much better than Africa. So there's Stygian Blight picking up. You know what
I discovered? One of the people who was in Africa actually sung the theme song to Gummy Bears. And I'm like, Africa's my new favorite group. Or not Africa, sorry.
Toto. Yeah, Toto's the group, but that is, you know what? The more you know.
I'm sorry, I had a Zelda is my favorite character. Zelda is my favorite, Zelda's the guy moment.
What if Zelda was a grill? Alright, so Catastrophe picks up the Triforce in 2, is quickly making headway in this.
Yeah, he did manage to get those silvers out of 2. Lovely, it's got a lot of Gleox.
Yeah, the 2-headed Gleox, not as big of a deal. Oh,
okay,
got another item in level 8.
Container on the floor. So now there's one item, staircase left to look. And it looks like Catastrophe is going to go get that bow.
So instead of silver dollar pancakes, we've got $5 pancakes. Catastrophe, picks up the bow off the coast. Sure is very relieved that they went and checked at this.
Oh.
So as far as...
Did we see what was past this room?
I do not know that we did. As far as progress... Oh, wait, no. I think we did see this Aquamentus.
Yeah, we saw. I think this was another double moat room, wasn't it? Yes, It was the second double moat room, yeah.
Yep. So, Catastrophe at this point has one less Triforce than Stygian, but does have the bow. So it's hard to say at this point who is truly ahead given the required items versus pieces of Triforce versus armor and off.
Now again, remember that Catastrophe, only has 2 keys, whereas Stygian has all of the keys ever. And that can be a factor. That could also work against Stygian as well
True.
in level 9, where, conservation of keys might end up being the path to victory. I've seen that happen.
235 or so rupees later, and I'm sure the Catastrophe is not too happy about that white sword.
You know what? If buying the blue ring gets you the red ring, I think a lot of racers would do that. And of course, that was a sentiment that was echoed by another, commentator on another stream tonight. So, common thing. And here we go. Catastrophes in level 7. Hopefully is going to pick up that magic key. But probably will, because, we're still... Did we... You know what? I don't believe we saw the floor item in... Or we didn't see what our second item in 7 is.
I feel like it might have been a heart container,
Maybe
but
it
I
was
feel
a heart
like
container, yeah.
everything might have been a heart container at this point. So we'll see as Catastrophe progresses through 7. Although now that I'm seeing it, the triple segment, I don't think we did too much exploration. So we may not have seen that other item. Our trackers were saying we're missing the floor item. So let's find what Catastrophe picks out of this level. It could be the wrap. It could be something less useful.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what, well, you know what? I have a feeling that Stygian didn't realize that he'd already picked up a heart container. Unless he's getting confused and thinking that there's two heart container items, or two items on the floor and one of them in the cellar.
Yeah, when you're feeling the pressure from these races, it is certainly easy to miss details about what you've already done. And when you're practicing seeds on top of it, you've got all of the details from the seeds meld together into one thing. So certainly no blame there. It just unfortunately makes things a little bit more difficult.
Well, this is do or die for Stygian, so the pressure is definitely on. Now, this room here definitely can't have an item. Ooh,
do I spend the key?
Yeah, that's the big thing. You spend the key. Sometimes spending that key is what gets you ahead.
And in this case, it absolutely will, since we know that level 7 contains the any key, and that path will take it.
I believe the any key is located in here. No, it's not. But I can tell you, level 7 must have the raft. So I was definitely wrong here. Level 7 has got to be it.
Did we locate both items 6 though? Since we know that 6 was under the list.
Well, now Stygian's in a position to go check out level 6. Probably going to heal up with the fairy first. If it's in 6, then Stygian definitely has an advantage.
I wouldn't necessarily say Stygian has the advantage, because now at this point, Catastrophe knows where to go, knows that the boat was on the coast, and Stygian could spend more time digging items in 6 than is necessary.
True.
And chat, absolutely correct, could also be Goma blocked in 1, although... Yeah, I think we did have one remaining item left for in level 1. I don't think it was a heart container. So, Catastrophe picks up that any key, I'm sure feels the relief from it, not having to dig anymore.
Yeah. I'd say there goes Stygian's biggest advantage. But again, if we see what the floor item in 7 is, then we're going to be determining who has the de facto lead. And don't forget, Stygian does have more Triforce pieces.
At least for now, so we'll see how it continues.
Well, they're going to be evened up if Catastrophe doesn't keep on digging. Now remember, yeah, Stygian did leave that floor item here. Now I want to say that we did find our item, our floor, our staircase item here in 6, and I think it was just a heart container. That's what I want to say.
Tracker's saying nothing out of 6, so it could be the raft.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. So Catastrophe is taking the Triforce.
Ooh, Stygian Blight. Unfortunately, taken a death there in level 6.
We're getting word in chat that Catastrophe found the raft. Is that correct?
I didn't see the pickup. The raft in 7 would have been, I guess, where it
Raft is the floor drop in 7. That's what Wed Wizwobe is saying in chat.
All right. So that is a massive advantage to Catastrophe, who now has the any key as well out of 7, has the raft out of 7, and pretty much at this point, no, is definitely in.
Yeah, no, now Catastrophe has the commanding lead. With that one pickup, it went from anyone's game to basically Catastrophe's game to lose.
Stygian Blight taking another death in 6. Now, yes, absolutely Catastrophe's game to lose. With level 9, I know it's called the Great Equalizer, but it absolutely can put either of the runners in a position to make finding Ganon difficult. Once Catastrophe has gathered all 8 pieces of force and heads to level 9, that still can give Stygian quite a bit of time to catch up. So clearing 6.
It would have to be a worst case scenario level 9 with a deceptively easy way that only Stygian can find. That's the only way I can see Stygian being able to catch up at this point.
I've honestly, until we've got the dot done, I don't consider anything to be written in stone.
Yep. It ain't over until the dot done.
Absolutely. So Catastrophe grabs the Triforce out of 6. Needs 2 more pieces, it seems, out of 1 and 4. We know 4 is at the island, the raft location from the Vanilla 4 location. 1 is over at the Burned Bush for level 8 Vanilla.
Yeah, and level 9 is at the level 1 spot.
Oh, okay. Track confirms that it's possible that Catastrophe did pick up the Triforce out of 1. We probably want to confirm that as well with a quick.
Oh no, he would. No, he would have because Catastrophe does have the white sword, and the white sword was in fact in level 1.
Yeah, and level 1's pretty small. Catastrophe is the first of our runners into level 4, taking that raft journey across the lake. Defeats the rupee enemy and is rewarded with bomb. And like the old man says, I bet you'd like to have more bombs.
Oh, we have a segmented level 4.
All we're looking for in here is a Triforce, so
yeah, I don't think we'll be lucky enough to see the level 4 map.
Catastrophe is going to take as quick and direct of a route as possible, which involves, I guess, this staircase.
Yeah, it's better than playing Find the Bomb Hole. And the Triforce could very well be in this room here. Nope, but we do get a compass.
It's pretty much just as good.
Almost. Well, I mean, unless, of course, you have a situation where you find the compass after finding the Triforce, then it's horrible.
Well, in this case, it's done some good for Catastrophe, who is beelining right for it.
Yep. Maybe duck in here and see if you can't find a wand?
No, I think in go mode, you're just heading for it, so picks up the triangle. And with that, Catastrophe has all 8 pieces and will be heading to level 9.
Now,
Jiggly's.
yep,
Oh, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, unfortunately for us two, we can't really hear, the very specific cue that Catastrophe is gonna be listening for, because otherwise we'd hear our own voices. But Catastrophe is gonna be listening for the roar of Ganon. Going to appear, you're gonna be audible within the 4 rooms directly adjacent to his.
And then after Ganon, we are also looking for a single shutter door that does not open even after we've defeated all of the enemies in the room.
So
Now,
also,
once Ganon has been taken down, that shutter
yeah.
door will open even if we have not killed all the enemies.
It's also important to remember too when you're racing this game that it has to be a single shutter door, as in it has to be the only shutter door on the screen. And we just found Zelda.
You mean kind of like that one?
Yeah, like that one. The only exception to that rule is if the princess is found, in the room directly after Ganon's, or a few screens after Ganon, that in a linear pathway. The reason for that is because there's an event that basically what it is those aren't regular shutter doors that Ganon has in his room. Those doors are specifically keyed to open if you have the Triforce of Power.
Most definitely. And it definitely, a good point there in chat. We did have a pretty easy Zelda in our last seed too. So Catastrophe was the first of the runners in level 9 there. And it was maybe 3 or 4 rooms from start. So we are lucking out on these seeds, I think.
Yeah, maybe lucky, maybe not. It all depends.
Yeah, absolutely.
We still don't know where Ganon's located, though.
Yep. And now with the shapes flag as well, it's worth mentioning that the only situation in which you enter a room and the room goes dark is when you found Ganon. Under normal circumstances, any room really could go dark and you use a candle to light it back up. But with shapes, they're not that cruel. So if the room goes dark, that means you found Ganon.
Yeah, that is indeed true.
Catastrophe not necessarily needing the money, but definitely needs the arrows, which take place in the form of rubies. So goes back and picks up that $5.
Yep, so far no sightings of pig. Getting chat.
Ganon. Alright, and for the second time tonight, we have located Ganon. And with a white sword, it's going to take 8 hits. So Catastrophe goes for the Sunlock, just quite misses. Ganon being particularly evasive in this fight, but Catastrophe gets all 8 hits on it and takes down Ganon. Shoots him with the silver arrow, up A's, and is headed straight to Zelda. So, barring any unforeseen circumstances, a pretty quick finish for Catastrophe here. Chat, please get your GGs in there for Catastrophe573, who has taken both victories in this best 2 out of 3 tournament against Stygian Blight. There's the compass.
Oh my goodness.
Zelda.
Zelda guards the compass.
Any additional affirmation of where Zelda was located. GG to Catastrophe573. The best way to win hide and seek is not to play at all. So in case any of you were listening to that recorded tune, it was Rainbow Road from Super Mario Kart. see Stygian Blight in here taking the Gleeok and being rewarded with the last piece of, or with the piece of Triforce in level 6. Grabbing a potion out of the take any, decides to burn another staircase on the way over.
So, are we able to get Catastrophe in for an interview?
I've not seen an update so far. We are working on that to see if Catastrophe would like to come in to interview after this 2 game.
Yeah, so right now, Stygian has to go back to level 7, which of course is up by vanilla level 5. And that's the only way he's going to be able to, finish the rest of the seed. But then also still needs to go back to level 2 as well.
Alright, and with that, we do have Catastrophe joining us here on audio for an interview after 2 pretty nasty seeds. So Catastrophe, GG's from all of us here. How are you feeling at this point?
Still nervous. It's over and I'm still nervous. The nerves don't go away just because you're done playing. Wow.
Yeah, there's no relief.
They'll go away in a minute or two, I'm sure, but wow.
Well, your body once your body realizes that you're not dead yet.
Right? Right?
Very.
Man, how about the level 6 and 9 in the first seed, where that level 6 in the first seed took me all over the place, and then level 9, Zelda was right in the lower right corner by the start, and Ganon was in the top left. And then in the second seed, it happened again?
Did the same, those 2 Zeldas, unbelievable placement.
It's just even randomized.
Right?
Or re-randomized.
The second seed, and of course I remember this because it only happened 5 minutes ago. I was in the second to top left room, and I was doing some combat in there. I forget what, it might have been gels, it might have been Lionels, I don't know. And I walked into the third room, the third column, and right as I was walking into the third column, I heard Ganon. I'm like, I just spent 30 seconds in that room, and I never heard a roar. If I had taken a moment longer in that room, I would have assumed Ganon was not in the top left.
Wow.
And I would have explored the rest of level 9. I would still be here 30 minutes from now. More, who knows? I would have full mapped to level 9, because I would have been like, oh man, I've been all over and I haven't heard Ganon's roar anywhere. Whew. Yeah. Good, but no, I thankfully heard Ganon's roar last minute. And yeah, didn't miss him. Yeah, what are they? It's top left corner twice in a row. Wow.
Yep, and I really can't believe where Zelda was both times. Yeah, we saw some pretty similar structures to your first race with Stygian Blight. The ladder placement really holding off until the end of the game as well. what were your thoughts as you were, going around searching for more transportation items?
Right? Yeah. Both times I saw the ladder, I thought, oh, yes, good. Because I didn't feel like I found it late. I didn't know if Stygian Blight had it or not, but I felt like I didn't get it, 20 minutes after him or anything. And then, of course, in the second seed, I already knew where the bow was. So when I picked up the ladder, I'm like, well, I'll get the bow someday. And then I got the silvers. I'm like, I'll get the bow sooner. Yeah.
So at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
So Stygian actually, according to trackers, still has not picked up the bow yet. I don't even think has looked at the.
Did he have the ladder though?
Did pick up the ladder in 3, so definitely is able to. Has not yet made their way over to that part of the continent yet.
Did he by any chance do any screen wraps to like peek at it like I did? No, so he doesn't. Did he like try to route it in? Maybe, I don't know.
No, I think we just saw it on your side, and we knew that the bow was there based on the one that you'd done early on. But then again, it did take some time to get actually to the ladder to make it over there. So
I'm glad. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So definitely some decisive maneuvers to put you there at and especially that early 8 quarter was a very good find,
man.
I think.
I love finding recorder early in these flags because you never know what you have to double dip. The item guarded by 8 blue dark nuts could be a 5 rupee or it could be our container, and the odds of it being your raft are very slim, but you can't take those chances, but you need to take those chances. It's so nerve-wracking. But when you have the recorder, backtracking doesn't hurt as much. You can be like, well, if it's under those dark nuts, I'll just do them last, and hopefully I don't come in last. It's I don't know. I think that's just how you have to play Dungeon Heart Shuffle. Especially like if you're kind of slow at combat, like I think I am. Like I watch vanilla speedrunners take down rooms of dark nuts with the rune sword, and I'm just like, yikes! I can't do that.
Oh yes, massively.
So
I don't know.
I see scary enemies, and I'm just like, I'll gamble that it's not under the scary enemies. that's my plan. But yeah, no, it's funny, that bow on the coast, now that you made me think about it, I think the first time, on the second seed anyway, the first time I went to go screen wrap to it, I think I either died or took a hit from a whiz robe and ended up in the Lost Woods. So I actually just did a save and quit, and it wasn't until the second time that I went to go screen wrap to it, without the ladder, by the way. Then I saw that it was the bow, and I'm like, I'll be back here a third time, for sure. Like, I want that.
The world's most inconvenient double.
Right?
Now, what I would like to address is the 200 plus rupee purchase that you made prior to the White Sword. How did that feel?
Right? Oh man. Well, I said once in the Discord, like, it's something like, if you buy the wood arrow, your next item is the silvers, and if you buy the blue ring, your next item is the red ring. And somebody else replied in chat, like, if buying the blue ring were some sort of a compass that, like, hacked the next item in the seed to always be the red ring, I'd still buy the blue ring.
Yep.
Man, I sure used it. I give all the enemies hugs. So
well, yeah, this was a pretty brutal combat seed. I think both of them really were.
There was a seed with Tektites, or a room with Tektites, where I almost died. Those Tektites rolled like +3 HP.
The orange ones, yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember which level it was, but yeah, definitely both of you got hit.
I'm like, I've got the blue ring, and I'm gonna die to Tektites. This is scary. I should bomb them, maybe. I don't know.
Definitely don't put that one on your Zelda resume. But just,
right?
Hey,
Nobody clipped that.
Yep. So excellent. Well, again, GG's. Congratulations on moving on to the next phase of the tournament.
Thank you.
Any thoughts on moving on? I don't want you to divulge your secrets, strategies that you're going to use, but anything that you'd like to say about entering into the next phase of the tournament?
I know because of the bracket reveal that my next opponent is Psytown, and I got a lot of respect for him as a player. He is really, really good. That's about it. I'm gonna have to play real hard just to take even one of the three, I think. Like, If I could take just one of the three, I think I might be happy.
You're absolutely like Side-Town is a very respectable opponent. I do think it says a lot about the skill it takes to get up into a bracket where you're facing Side-Town. Well done, and we will definitely see you in these races as the days follow, as more of them are scheduled. We're still following Stygian Blight progressing through level 7 here.
Oh yeah, I hope he finds the raft.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. Raph definitely hanging out somewhere. in
Yeah,
levels.
I remember finding the raft. I'm like, oh, there's my Triforce. Oh, but I'm one item away from Go mode. Maybe it's right in here. Oh, it is right here. Wow, look at me. I'm so lucky. Woo! Free raft. And it was guarded by a Pactra too, except guarded poorly. It was just sitting right on the ground. So pick
Like
up the
that.
raft and then just go
Yep.
clean up some Triforces. Yeah.
Clear narration. That's exactly what just happened on Stygian screen.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
As you said it.
Well, good. I'm glad he didn't leave it behind. How many Triforces does he have?
Still needs to get the 1 out of 2 and the 1 out of 4.
All right, that's not bad.
Well,
Go
he
Stygian.
did find out where the 1 in level 2 was, but he actually didn't get the recorder until much later.
Oh, was it Digdogger blocked or something? I already forget.
Yeah, the Triforce in 2 is Digdogger blocked.
Oh, man. That makes my early recorder in 8 even better.
Yeah,
Hmm. Man.
I was thinking the raft was going to be in level 8, but... And I guess
Yeah.
we still never figured out where that power bracelet is, even though we don't really care about it.
No, I mean, I sometimes use the power bracelet, but you're right. I don't think I saw it in either seed. Yeah, that's right. I did leave a floor drop in 8, but of course, like I said, I had the recorder. I could always go back anytime I wanted. But yeah.
There's also another floor drop in 1 that we never figured out what it was.
Oh, I think I was standing on it. There was a room in the top of level 1. Hang on, I haven't closed my tracker yet. Yeah, on my tracker, I have it marked as a bait block. It's the only room in the top row of level 1. I heard the bomb pickup sound effect, and then I paused the game and just looked at my inventory for a couple seconds, trying to figure out if the item spawned underneath me. And I decided it was a heart container. So level 1, I have level 1 marked on my tracker as 2 books and a heart container. I already forget what was in it.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's just safe to assume that it was probably a hard container. So.
I think let's see, Randomania. I'll watch Dig and finish. I guess why not? 10:08 or 1 hour 8 is actually fantastic for me. I've only had 1 sub hour in these week 5 seeds, and it wasn't in a race. It was just a practice seed I was doing by myself one night. So for me, 108 is fantastic. But yeah, GG Stygian in advance. I guess I'll just watch him finish.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us in an interview. Again, well done. Congratulations on taking this first round of bracket tournament. We will keep everyone posted on the progress here and keep everyone up to date with the upcoming races. So thanks again, Catastrophe and GG.
GG. Thank you, Threech and Jiggly, for doing commentary. Thank you, Tracker. I don't know who the tracker is because I don't have the stream up yet.
Tracker tonight is Homer J. Smath.
Thank you. Oh, another excellent player I would be afraid to see in the brackets. Oh boy. Yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
All right, thanks again.
Good night.
Good night.
And interestingly enough, Stygian not going straight for... Well, there's our map out of level 4. So everybody name that ink blot.
Stygian is looking for I think maybe just hasn't completely or just hasn't checked the coast. I think that's really
Yeah,
just
must be looking for the bow.
Oh, very good. Okay, so our item in for the power bracelet. So we do know it's not necessary. It's really not required at all to finish the seed, but can make traveling a little bit since you get to take any roads.
Yeah, the power bracelet doesn't start being required until you get to second quest or mixed quest.
Yep,
With mixed
exactly.
quest, it's might be level. With the second quest, the power bracelet is always required.
I've played a very, very limited amount of second quest. So.
Yeah, so I actually enjoy second quest a lot more than I do first quest. I just like more blocks, all of the blocks. I like seeing guaranteed blocks. Because I want to find everything. I'm not a racer, so I like playing casually.
Yeah,
So
there
I'm
is
more
something to be said for
I'm more in
completions.
it. Yeah, I'm more in it to see where all the items are. Actually, once I get to go mode, I usually just stop playing. Like, do I really need to? Or okay, maybe fight Ganon. Maybe that's it. And it's like I don't need to rescue the princess.
So Stygian Blade is heading back into level 4, and I think are they looking for the second item? I guess 2 rooms right below here that have not quite.
Yeah. This might be it. It is. All hail.
We find the wooden boomerang 4 as Stygian is left to wonder, where else do we go?
Yep. Gotta go back to level 2.
Curious about what Stygian is picking up money for at this point.
Maybe just
for
yeah,
firepower.
yeah, probably just firepower. Silvers are the most powerful item in his arsenal. Yeah, the screen scroll is kind of tough.
Yeah, this is pretty nasty.
I've actually really thought about it, and the truth is, though, is that what you don't realize is that along the borders of the screen, there's actually a series of blocks afterwards. So really, a screen scroll is just basically a block clip.
Oh, excellent. Good to know.
It has a different. It obviously has a sort of a different setup, but in a way, I guess. Well, it's more like when you're block clipping sideways. There we go. He gets it there.
The move. Here we go.
Yeah. Because what it is that the blocks that line the and there's the bow for Stygian. But the blocks that line the screens, in order for what actually gets the screen scroll effect going is there's actually, blocks, right? Like, tiles. They're invisible.
Right.
Yeah. When you hit them, you scroll the screen.
We see Stygian heading. Well, we know level 2 is up at Spectacle Rock, so it seems that we are headed in that direction. Ooh, these blues.
Yeah, unfortunately, since the level 1 location is 9, you can't, warp to that. Otherwise, that would be the best option. And I was gonna say if he had beaten level 2, but then if he's beaten level 2, he wouldn't need to get there in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very good point. Picking up that extra large secret. It can't hurt. It's pretty quick if you're around level 7, heading over to level 6, or in that world wrap. Not a bad call, and yeah, exactly like you said, Julie, saying having those extra silver arrows can hurt.
Well, yeah, especially if you've ever walked into a Ganon fight with 0 rupees. And you've beaten Ganon, and it's like, I can't use the silver arrows.
Yep, so Stitch just needs to make a quick move to the Triforce in level 2, defeat this Dick Dogger, and head up to level 9.
Well, level 9's actually not too far away from this spot, so it works out in the long run.
Yep, as far as optimal, placement is concerned, unless you were going from level 2 to level 8 vanilla locations, you're pretty much
Yeah, I guess, like, I'm trying to think, what would be the absolute worst? I guess probably the worst would be level 6 to have level 9. Because level 6
5
is
wouldn't be
the level
great.
6 location's the most isolated, I think, out of all of them.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing second quest, in which case level 9 would be a vanilla level 9 would be the worst.
Now, where is vanilla level 9 in second
It
quest?
is actually the very first screen on the map.
Interesting. All right.
Also, spoilers.
I'm sorry to anyone who hasn't 33 years later.
If you haven't played second quest by now, what are you doing with your life? Seriously.
Well, right now I'm doing commentary on it.
Oh,
You
you don't have to beat the game. You just have to enter Zelda into your name, and you'll get to level, the second quest right away.
So speaking of Zelda, Stygian Blade, now entering level 9, should have a pretty quick discovery of the prince in just one room to the left here after defeating these enemies. So it doesn't kill all of them in the room, doesn't quite notice the other door, so we'll see if they return.
Yeah, probably just trying to concentrate on finding Ganon. Or in this particular case, Stygian's actually trying to look for Zelda, but not to rescue her, but to kill her.
Game is harsh and unforgiving.
He's just saying that because the land molos?
Oh, I would also say because of finding Zelda.
Well, because Stygian's playing as a Dark Knight, has to fight the princess and rescue Ganon.
I think Stygian's in pretty much the correct location, or at least the vicinity.
Might actually end up having a faster level 9. Of course, everybody who entered the tournament really wants to win, but sometimes what's good too is just to see how well you do stack up against the more advanced players. Just to go up, sometimes just going head to head against some of the big names is enough to just make you feel like, and I played alongside some of the world's best Zelda players.
Absolutely, and we've really got just a stellar bunch in this tournament this year. So every race is definitely going to be worth watching, and every seed is worth finishing because, just like you said, you only get better with time and practice and continuing to put yourself in these sort of high pressure situations really drives up improvement and your own personal standards of performance.
Unless you hate high pressure situations, then it's not as nice.
Not nice, but maybe still effective.
Maybe. I know that I'm not the type of person to enter a tournament and play. I've never been very. It's not that I'm not competitive. I think what it is that you have to put forth a lot of effort to doing something, and you can't just win just by showing up. And sometimes you show up, you do the bare minimum, and then you go, "Whoa, why didn't I win?" And if that's your attitude, then yeah, sometimes competition's not for you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we do see definitely Stygian here is showing a great amount of perseverance, just continuing through this level 9. It's been a pretty brutal seed so far. Lots of roundabout ways. Some items required for others, and that can always throw you for a loop.
Yeah. No, we didn't touch on this earlier, but Stygian did pick up the bomb pack upgrade. And it looks like we had 5 bombs for that price.
That's a hefty upgrade, too. So we do see Stygian bombing north here, and from our conversation and our observation from Catastrophe, we do know Ganon was in the top left, right under that L. So I think it might be the next room to the left.
You gonna try?
I think Stygian's gonna try.
Oh.
Alright, and here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Zelda.
We found the beast, and with 8 slashes from the white sword, Zelda will be defeated. A red ring, it just adds a real advantage to combat. It makes everything a whole lot easier.
Yeah, you can just sit there and tank hits and swipe blindly. If you're like me and you don't remember the pattern very well. But it is effective. Ganon actually does move in a figure-8 pattern.
That is absolutely true. No, Stygian has taken down Zelda, and now just has to find Ganon, who is hiding somewhere in this pretty riddle dungeon.
But we know where, and it's just an up and A away. But Stygian doesn't. But Stygian does find a heart container.
Opts not to take it because at this point, all you are looking for is Princess Ganon.
I mean, if Zelda was in a staircase room. I mean, I'm not suggesting that, but that would be kind of cool.
She's the new item. She's in the item shuffle now.
Yeah, you just grab her, pick her up over the head like an item. She's part of your inventory.
I feel like maybe that sends the wrong message about objectification, but I did hear a very interesting suggestion the other day about shuffling Ganon and Zelda into other. Which
one thing I just want to say: have you ever played Link's Awakening?
I actually have not.
Okay, then I'm not going to comment on the lifting a woman's head up like an item.
Alright, I'll take your word for it.
Play Link's Awakening. It's a good game, but it is badly programmed.
Even on the Switch?
Oh, right. No, I'm talking about the Game Boy.
Ah, yeah, I failed to see anything that was on the Game Boy that wasn't badly programmed.
Oh, no, the Oracle games are actually really well programmed.
I'm thinking original Game Boy in the terms of, I think we had Home Alone 2 and Tetris. Okay, Tetris was great, but Tetris is great on pretty much any system, so.
Speaking of Tetris, Stygian here in the Tetris room, or the maze room, still trying to find Ganon.
And we know that Ganon is located in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, a few up from start.
Yeah. Oh, right now the best thing to happen would be a death.
Well, I mean, there was some unexplored territory at the start, so it could be a matter of up and A. you know, there's only so many bombs you want to use, sort of blindly exploring not. And I think there were some more options as well.
Yeah, chat's got a Homer J Smash has a point because Ganon guards the compass.
Oh, yeah.
It also brings up a very interesting question about making assumptions. Because that's one of the things that a lot of racers, do is, they make assumptions about how the seed's going to play out. It's like with earlier how I just sort of expected that, of course, the raft is going to be in level 8, and of course I was wrong. The good racer reads the randomizer to see where things are going and kind of adjusts accordingly. So, like, if level 1's like one of the last levels that you find, then it's likely it's not going to contain anything that you really need to dig. But if level 1's one of the first levels that you find, it's probably likely that it'll be more value. Especially with these flag sets that do have, a couple of dungeons that are blocked off.
Yeah, most definitely. And level 1, really, it's hard not to be tempted to dig that if you find it early too, because it's got those 3 items hiding away in it.
Oh yeah. Oh no, if you find level 1 early and everything's accessible, you definitely want to dig that possible. Or like level 8, level 8 is one of those, I think the best value that you have with level 8 is probably somewhere in the middle. Because it's a dungeon that's usually too complex to tackle early, but it's also a dungeon that you don't want to do last because of just how many items are in there.
So it's all about striking a balance and finding the items that you need
Yeah.
in those locations. And gambling on dungeons in between, too.
Well, that's just it. There's that gamble. It's like, look, do I go back to level 6 to look for the silver arrows, or do I dig level 9? Because when you dig level 9, you might not find the silver arrows, but you get a path to Zelda, you get a path to Ganon. So you get all that information, so that when you go back in, if you've been tracking, then all of that stuff is ready for you. So that's how that kind of a gamble sort of ends up paying off in the long run.
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
And in the meantime, though, do you really want to dig level 9 for 2 items that may or may not actually be there?
Stygia now officially out of bombs, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do next. They remember that there's that door that they passed by on the way up.
So here's another interesting question when it comes to doing level 9. What's your preferred method? Is your preferred method to take as many doors as you can, or you start ducking into all the staircases that you can see?
Personally, I try to do it like I'm playing a Final Fantasy game. Go into every single nook and cranny, search in every pot, and find as many elixirs as possible. You take every possible route that you and then start taking divergent routes. So, look in every door, go bomb all the walls, completely clear out one area. You don't have to try to mind on what are the remnants of areas that I left behind.
Well, for level 9, I actually prefer ducking in all the staircases as much as possible. Because if you go in there, then what happens is you start, dotting all around, and then you kind of, once you've discovered where all the staircases are, you can kind of sort of connect the dots.
Yeah, as far as transport is concerned, you're absolutely correct, because then you know where one staircase is going to take.
But yeah, like in terms of digging out the levels, I definitely prefer to, like, say, leave level 1 without leaving an item behind if it's, possible, right? Like, don't want to leave anything hanging.
For sure. Yeah, for level 9, though, I just prefer to get everything out of the way that I can and go from there. So, Sid Blight, looking maybe a little stuck, perhaps just, hasn't found the way over here. So I'm wondering, is this the time to up it?
And you know what? There's got to be no worse feeling than when you've dug every inch of level 9 looking for the princess, only to find out that she was like one screen left of, the
Oh,
start.
yeah.
I mean,
You are
that's got to be
so
like
correct.
no worse feeling.
But
I mean,
when you've cleared out a massive chunk of 9 like that, it takes so much stamina to continue to play the game and continue to search, because it can be incredibly demoralizing, but it definitely shows the strength of the player that Stygian Blight is for continuing and looking through meticulously through every single one of these rooms. And 9 is no joke. It will come back and bite you.
yeah, I just realized a good point is when it comes to digging levels, sometimes there's something called the sunk cost fallacy, where you feel like you've already spent so long in this, wherever you are. I've got to keep clearing it out. I've got to keep clearing it out, right? There's like, at what point do you cut your losses? So at what point will Stygian realize, like, maybe I should, up an A and, take a different route?
So digging 9 is the emotional equivalent of buying a boat.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, once you bought that boat, you've got to find a way to use that boat. Which is why you never make any major purchase without, factoring in what it's going to take to keep that purchase, keep it going, or, storage space or anything like that. You got to get all the logistics going ahead of time before you consider.
So Stygian's headed in the right direction. Down in sort of south central area of level 9, wants to head a little bit more east. Might take this shuttered door on the right. It's hard to say. There's more unexplored to the right, but opts to head to the left here.
Yeah.
Blue windows, definitely putting up standing in the doorway, that was definitely the way to go. So Stygian takes advantage of a trick there, where if you kill one of them and then return or leave and then re-enter the room, it will make the other one disappear.
This might be silly, but I think... Oh, I did sign up for a race in a couple seconds.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
We found Ganon's room again. I think we found this on Catastrophe side. We're just hoping Stygian go to the right. Ooh, Stygian, having bought a potion, fills up on hearts one more time. Takes down this manhandler, and that is those fast ones. You really don't want to mess around. So where does this staircase lead to? Still in vaguely the right area, but...
Okay. So it looks like I've got another commentary duty on another channel here.
Alrighty. So with that, quick departure to my co-commentator Jiggly Saint. Please do give Jiggly Saint a follow over here. If you like what you've seen tonight, please also remember to give our runners a follow, Stygian Blight and Catastrophe573. Follow our tracker as well, Homer J Smash, who has just done a wonderful job. Tracking is no joke. It is a tough call. So thanks everyone. We really appreciate your support. So we are going to finish out Stygian Blight's race here. Still making their way over to or Ganon rather. And if you've got a few extra clicks, don't forget to get out there and give our restreamer a follow as well, Mr. Broadstone, who has put all of this together. Also not at all an easy job, so thank you to Mr. Broadstone for really being the glue that holds all of us together. Just a few rooms away, I think, Stygian Blight opens up that door to the right. It might be north and then east, since we're pretty near start. Does this do? No, this takes us okay to another diamond staircase, which will be block clipped into. Stealtho's really not a problem. I think that might have been the case as well, and to respond to chat, I think he was below her. I think that was indeed the room below Ganon. So we are very, very close to it, just have to sort of find our way over to the right little one. No bomb there. How about to the right? And just as a reminder, we did find the compass in Zelda's room earlier, so there is no real hope of finding the compass to locate the princess, which is incredibly unfortunate. That's the last thing you want to see when you've been attempting to just go all over the place. Okay. All right. I think we are headed in the right direction, and we know that it is to the left here. So that door opened. We see combat, and Stygian Blight has recognized that this is indeed Ganon's room. There's the compass. Please get your GGs in chat for Stygian Blight, who has absolutely worked their tail off to finish this race. Really, really well done. That was not an easy feat. So GG Stygian Blight for finishing that, for bringing Ganon back to Hyrule. Wait, should we be thinking for that? You know, I don't know. That's just how the game is programmed. We're gonna see if we are getting Stygian Blight in here for an interview. And with that, we do have Stygian Blight in the room with us. Well, with me for a quick interview post-race. Stygian Blight, GG. Well done on finishing out that really nasty seed. How are you feeling?
Very tired.
Well, you had not just one, but two seeds back-to-back races. My goodness, yeah, it has been a long evening for you, for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't help that I came into this tired to begin with. This seed. Well, I don't even remember what happened for most of the seed anymore. It's been almost 2 hours.
Feels just an entire lifetime has passed since we started at 7 Eastern. How about, let's talk about those ladders. We were discussing with Catastrophe earlier tonight about the ladders that happened so late in the game and really made it quite a difference in the first seat especially.
Yeah.
What do you think really gave you some trouble that as far as finding items are concerned within these two seeds?
Well, the first seed was definitely the ladder. It blocked me a very big amount early on, and I still couldn't find it throughout the entire seed until Catastrophe already had finished. For the second one, it was those early Patras and some of the key blocks that they had there. Ladder also kind of delayed stuff, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the first seed. I had forgotten entirely to check the coast after getting the ladder, though, for that bow.
Oh, from what we were seeing, Catastrophe checked that with a world wrap pretty early on in the seed, and so knew that the bow was there. And yeah, we could see there was some digging being done in like level 6 to finish it out, level 7, and things like that. So
the worst part is that was my plan to world wrap around after 7 or after vanilla 7, but I had gotten so flustered I'd forgotten that was my plan, so I just ended up forgetting about it entirely, which ended up biting me in the.
Yeah, well, it's hard, I mean, you can't be faulted for that too. I mean, you did need the recorder to get 6, and it was just a whole mess. So the recorder to get to vanilla 7, which held 6, and so by that point it was already pretty late in the seed. So yeah, absolutely. Those routing decisions, I'm sure, are incredibly tough once you're already wondering, what else has my item picked up.
Yeah, pretty much. I know I did a whole few too many deaths. I know that the orange whiz robes are very much a pain, especially in the desert areas. They tend to kind of flicker in and out. You don't see them until they're just about ready to fire. So you end up walking into them a whole bunch and taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, you're right there. And I feel like both times our entries to, I think, levels 2 and 6 vanilla were flanked by blue whiz robes too, just hanging out, preventing entry or exit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that tends to be it. I think last time 2 didn't have any whiz robes there, but it did have some other enemies. I forget exactly what they were.
Yeah.
It wasn't too hard to get there.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was what was your thought on the Zelda location, or I suppose Ganon location, within 9 for both seeds?
Well, you saw how I double flamed it there. The Ganon being the top left, that was not completely unexpected, I suppose. He could be anywhere, but the Zelda one, or Ganon, the rescued, being right next to start and me missing the room entirely, that was just a face-palming moment there.
At that point, you've been searching for so long. It's hard not to just up A. We wondered, would you up A? Where are you going back? Did you see the real?
It's because I didn't. I just wanted to get it pretty much over with, so I didn't map out 9 too much. And so as I was going through, I knew I couldn't I couldn't figure out the path back to where I was. So I was hesitant to up an A because then I might not get back to where I was or lose track of how I got there. So when I eventually got back to start, just by happenstance, and noticed that there was a room right near start, I was thinking to myself, oh no. And it turned out to be, yeah, she was there.
That's exactly the one. Yep, of course. Excellent. Well, we really appreciate the time and effort you've put into, running this, practicing. It is not an easy game to play. So really well done on finishing out that pretty thorny season. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you participate in future tournaments. What else you have going on in terms of how else you're playing Zelda 1 Randomizer. Are you planning on checking out some of the rest of the tournament as it progresses?
Oh, of course. I watched the entire tournament last year. I plan to continue watching it this year as well. What I might do extra, though, is start participating in the weeklies that are taking place.
Oh, very cool. All right. Well, everyone out there watching, definitely give Stygian Blade a follow. Make sure that you're paying attention to when they are, running in the weeklies for the Zelda 1 randomizer race. And Stygian, again, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Well done on finishing both seeds. And any last thoughts for our viewers before we sign out for the night?
No, just thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament as well.
All right, very good. Yep. And from everyone here on the Randomania team, thank you everyone for joining us tonight for the back-to-back races between Stygian Blight and Catastrophe573. I have been your host, Threech, joined by Jiggly Saint, who has departed for another race. Thanks again to Homer J. for tracking, Mr. Broadstone for restreaming, and for all of you for your continued support. Give everyone a follow and be good to each other. Have a great night.